So I happened to be paying attention to the news for once and noticed that there seemed to be an awful lot of activities with swords going on. And there was in an area of Gorgie in Edinburgh a street fight involving 4 people who all had samurai swords that took place at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And they were all arrested, and I thought, well, this is the sort of thing that would be very nice, you know, if I could introduce swords in quite, you know, an interesting way. The sitting room was spacious, looked comfortable, and reeked of dope. A long-haired blonde slouched on the sofa, struggling to keep her eyes open. She was wearing a hospital gown too. She said hello to Phil, got to her feet, shook Tommy's hand. "Make yourselves at home, gentlemen, you'll have to excuse me." She padded across the room. "I'm dog-tired, gotta catch some shut-eye, have to do the sleeping for both of us, you know." Her gown was open at the back too, her buttocks smooth and nicely chubby. "Night, Simone," Worm said, and then to them, "Want a drink or something?" "Beer," Phil said. Tommy said, "We're in a bit of a rush." "Cool," Worm said. "Wait there, I'll get my girls." He vanished, returned shortly afterwards with a bottle of beer and a couple of swords, a big bastard and a smaller one. He gave the beer and the big bastard to Phil. "A 2-handed claymore," Worm said. "Has its restrictions, but it's a nice weapon. Here." He took it from Phil. "Heavy beast, 5.5 pounds. You probably best not to try cutting or thrusting. Takes a bit of getting used to. Just dunt the fucker over the head with it. Slap like that, he won't get up in a hurry." To demonstrate, Worm thumped the blade on the arm of the sofa. "Have a go," he said. Phil took the sword and tried a few practice dunts. Tommy's sword was a handmade katana, a Japanese samurai sword that Worm boasted he'd paid only 40 quid for on eBay. The seller was some idiot who thought it was one of those crappy imitations, apparently. He had several katanas, but this was a real bargain. He even came in a shark skin sheath, and Tommy was actually more than happy to let it stay there. "Try it," Worm said. "It's nice and light." "Gotta get moving," Tommy said. "Try it," Worm said. "It's nice," he paused, "and light." He slid the sword, the katana, out of the sheath. It was long, curved, with a single sharp edge. "Stand clear," Worm said, dragging Phil back towards the wall. Tommy squeezed the handle, looked at his reflection in the blade. "Ready," Worm said. Tommy didn't move. Phil said, "What are you waiting for?" Tommy raised the sword, held it for a second, then took a swing, just a little one, as if he was chopping the end off a carrot. "Another," Worm said. "Get the hang of it." He tried again. "Bigger swipe," Worm said. He took a bigger swipe. Didn't feel at all like he was in control of the bloody thing. Slight misjudgment, and he was in danger of slicing a chunk out of his thigh with a follow-through. "And now a thrust." Tommy sighed, took a breath, and thrust his arm forward. "No, you have to say, "Hee-ya!" when you thrust," Worm said. "Oh, fuck that." "Go on," Worm said. "It's rude not to." Phil was smiling, trying to hide his expression behind his upended beer bottle. Tommy said, "I don't really care." "I'll take my sword back then." "You can't, we paid you for it." "Not yet, you haven't." Tommy dipped his hand into the bag of money at his feet, took out 100 quid and chucked it on the sofa. "Have now." "The money's no good." Tommy stared at him for a minute. You think it's counterfeit?" "I didn't say that," Worm said. "Phil wouldn't do that to me." "Then what?" Worm said, "The money's no good because you haven't said, "Hee-ya!" "I'm not going to fucking say..." "Then give me my sword back." "I don't want your sword," Tommy said. He sheathed it, threw it on the sofa, picked up his bag and let himself out. He ran to the car and got inside, trembling all over. "Take it." "I don't want it." "Worm was just having a laugh," Phil said. He paused. "He likes you, you know." Tommy took hold of the handle and said, fucking yeah."
Stuart McGregor.